Your airport outfit may not look the same for every flight. Hi, I'm Josie. I've been packing carry-on only for over 25 years, and I'm here to show you how you can too. Welcome back to my series, Build a Better Airport Outfit, where we talk about how to take your airport outfit from travel day into your travel capsule. Your airport outfit may change depending on how long your flight is and what your travel day looks like. Let's talk about the difference between long haul flight strategies and short haul flight strategies as far as your airport outfit goes. Most of this series I've been operating under the assumption that you are preparing for a long haul flight, and that means comfort is key. We've been talking about transit trousers, breathable layers, and comfortable shoes. But here's the thing, on a flight less than 4 hours, I'm a lot less precious about my airport outfit. On shorter flights, I focus more on wearing my bulkiest items in transit, and sometimes that even means flying in jeans. And I try and pack and wear comfortable jeans that don't dig into my waist. So comfort is not really that big of an issue. When I flew to Oaxaca a few years ago, I wore jeans and my ankle boots. And the reason why is because I overpacked a little bit. So I had to wear my bulkiest items in transit. And as I've mentioned, I wear a size 10 shoe, so my ankle boots do tend to take up quite a bit of room. And on shorter flights, I also don't wear compression socks. I don't find that I need them on shorter flights. Here's what doesn't change though, and that's what goes into my personal carry-on item. That usually stays the same. And if you want to break down on what goes into my personal carry-on item, you can find that in my playlist. Your airport outfit, sometimes you have to be adaptable. So here's what happened to me when I flew to Mexico City a few weeks ago. My flight left at 7:30 p.m., which meant that I worked all day. And that day I happened to have external meetings and then a meeting right up until the point that I had to get on the train to get to the airport. And since I had had an external meeting, I needed to be a little bit more dressed up. So I wore my ankle boots that day and had planned to take them in transit. And there's a second reason why I needed to wear my ankle boots. Because we were flying Volaris, we had to pay to check a carry-on. And since we only wanted to pay for one, my husband and I split the carry-on, which means I could not have packed my ankle boots anyway. But since my husband and I had planned on having a few nicer dinners and evenings out in Mexico City, I really wanted to have my ankle boots, and my husband also wanted to have his cowboy boots. So he wore his boots in transit and I wore my boots in transit. And that was not ideal, but that's just us adapting to the travel situations that we had. And also the limitations put on us by Volaris. And flying Volaris was an absolute cluster for so many reasons, and I'll get into those in another video. And unfortunately, we did end up having to be on our feet a lot during this travel day because DFW was absolutely slammed and we were in the security line for over 30 minutes. And because of reasons with Volaris, we were standing at the gate for over an hour waiting to see if we could make the flight by flying standby. And we did make the flight, but of course we were gate checked with our luggage, which meant once we landed, we had to wait at the baggage carousel for our luggage. And then we had to walk a long way from the baggage claim to leave the airport and find a cab. By the end of this travel day, our feet were absolutely done. And the next day we definitely felt it, but I will say it was worth it. I knew that I wanted to be more dressy in the evenings, so I also knew to make that happen, I had to wear the ankle boots in transit. And by the end of the day, yes, it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't impossible. And my feet recovered the next day easily with just a day wearing my tennis shoes. I was good as new. As a carry-on traveler, these are some of the calls and the decisions and the adaptations that you have to make in order to make carry-on travel work. So the best strategy is always to remain flexible and adaptable. Next, we're going to recap what goes into the personal carry-on item.